Jen, sorry to hear about your news, but cheer up. I need you happy so we can do this. Okay, real quick. We're both O positive, so you're in good hands. Where can we start? Right now it's critical to eat according to your blood type. You should be familiar with, you know, how your blood agglutinates with certain foods. And right now with all your conditions, first of all, fibromyalgia isn't really a disease. It was just another way for them to get millions of dollars for another medication. It's probably in most cases, it's their symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis, which is basically inflammation. Just a little disheartening to hear that you went to a naturopath and, you know, in your reading your last email, that they didn't really know what they were doing. So system, everything's working overtime. So we have to be very, very careful in that the foods that we pick, because we want to reduce agglutination with your blood. So, I mean, like me, absolutely have no potatoes, beans. This is important to know when you're working with your blood type, because a lot of times these foods, just by cutting one or two foods out, you can really make a difference in healing, because, for example, they'll inhibit the absorption of a more important food. We have, as O's, the opus toconta. I don't know, I'm sure you've heard of Paul Stamets, but we are in fact descendants of the mushrooms. So with that being said, we have to avoid any fungi, mushrooms, olives, oh god, you know, things of that nature, sugars, because we have a tendency to be high mold. I've always experienced this, you know, with the jock itch or, you know, athlete's foot. And when I started doing studies on myself where I implemented different foods and, you know, studied the effects on those foods with diet, I was able to really pinpoint a lot of really interesting things. We're going to switch more onto your highly beneficial foods for our blood type, for example, like okra, red onions, kale, broccoli, leek. You may have a little bit of indigestion problems with these, so we're going to start by juicing a lot of them to make things really easy. And Ezekiel bread, which is in Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. It's actually made from other grains, because I'm sure you have gluten allergies. That's one of the worst. Let me see here. We have to, you know, we have to watch things in the brassica family vegetables because they inhibit thyroid function. We're going to have to give you a new routine. As far as your vision is concerned, it could be a whole host of problems. There's a lot of concern there where we have an MSG related problem because that affects the vision greatly. So by studying, you know, how you eat, we'll really pay attention and we'll narrow it down rather quickly. I'm going to teach you how to get that Jing energy again, which essentially is on your right foot. Okay? They call it K1. Between those 2 points, I'm going to show you how to ground yourself out. This is essential too, so your circadian rhythms can take place regularly. You need to be grounded at all times when you can, whether you're on the computer or whether you're sleeping. I'm not really a big supplement guy, only because I've taken them my whole life and realized that I really didn't need them. Especially now we're dealing with over 70,000 toxins in the liver. The kidneys are just, you know, we're almost at max renal potential one of the biggest culprits that's missing in your diet is definitely magnesium. And we need to bring these things in through foods because we're so toxic that your body's most likely going to see it as a pathogen. Vitamin D3, but in the form of sunlight. That could be another co-conspirator. A couple supplements, MSM, 100% sure. Fibromyalgia, usually you have tender spots, where it hurts, or if someone was to grab you, if you have, they call them tender spots, but all that is essentially is just that it's just like crustaceans in us from not moving and exercising. So the MSM is like a solvent, and it'll push that through. Supplements like trimethylglycine, but all of these things come in foods too, so we can juice the beets and that sort of thing. So I just wanted to kind of preface you on what we're going to be getting into, and to stay strong. I know it's hard, we get attached to our dog, and just remember, when you get a pet, there's going to be that day that you're fortunate in this case to be experiencing an elderly loss. So a few times my dog almost got hit by a car, and I was devastated. I couldn't even eat that day. So there's a lot of angles that I take, little techniques from the yogis and Deepak, because a lot of it is spiritual, believe it or not. In my studies, traveling all over, just seeing how people live, I've seen people well into their 90s. We have a really strong O bloodline, so we just have to understand, well, especially you being a woman, that you're going to have a little more difficulty than me because of your hormonal imbalances. We definitely have to change your routine. You shouldn't have time to be sitting around watching TV. There's just too many things to learn out there, especially if you're a biology major. We could have so much to talk about. I really need to see your blood work, and I can take it from there. If you have food allergies, we can do simple tests by mouth, so no need to worry. And just when I give you a list of foods, just let me know. Okay? So cheer up, have a good day. Oh, here we go, this is us. Step 1. Okay, first mechanism of detox. The cytochrome P450, that's what we're doing, but that's kind of at the geek level. What is the one sugar that you're missing in your diet? Oh, is that right? So, it's pretty cool that understanding the importance of fungi was just crucial to us O's, because they make up a big part of us, so we have to be very careful. In your case, in my opinion, we just have year after year after year of foods that were really not working properly with your blood. There was too much agglutination, and just the lectins had just built up and deposited. A lot of your joint pain and stuff, they just deposit in the joints and sit there because they could not properly be taken out through the system because you were unhealthy. So no need to worry, we can reverse everything. I mean, diabetes, 2 weeks.